Welcome to Channeling with Teresa. In this video, we're going to hear from Maha Avatar Babaji, who's on the wall right back here. And he's going to talk about true freedom. There are a lot of circumstances happening on the planet right now that is threatening people's outward freedom. So let's hear from Babaji about how we truly experience freedom. I'm going to close my eyes. I invite you to do the same. I'm thinking of Babaji. I'm feeling his presence and his energy flowing through me. Hi, Babaji. Hello, dear friends. I am always honored and humbled to be able to speak with you in this special way. You are so loved. You are so respected by me, and all the effort that you put forth to obtain your final freedom. So, what is true freedom? Let's start with what is not true freedom, because it's how we all start. We have many, many incarnations, including myself. I've been through all of it too, of looking for freedom and not being able to truly find it. Our egos can say, I can do whatever I want to do. I'm free. Nobody controls me. And so we smoke and drink and do drugs and get into habits that are unhealthy for us. And we say, I can do this. I'm free. And then after a little while, that sense of freedom turns into addiction, which is bondage, the opposite of freedom. The I have to have it, the I can't be happy without this substance. Not freedom, my friends, not at all. And probably most of you have surpassed this, and maybe some of you haven't yet. And that's okay, because it's something that we all have to go through. And then there's other things that are bondage, like I'll be your friend if you agree with me all of the time, if you say what I want you to say, if you act how I want you to act, even though I don't give you the script. None of these things lead to freedom. All of these things, trying to control others, leads to bondage. Are we getting the picture? So ask yourself, What things do you do? What things do you think that bring you bondage? Close your eyes for a minute, and I bet you could come up with at least three right away. And now be aware of those three things as you move along in your week. And maybe you'll become aware of some more things similar to these that are creating disharmony and bondage for you instead of freedom. Now, let's move into what is true freedom. It can only be found through God, through self realization, through your final everlasting liberation and freedom from the ego, freedom from likes and dislikes of the ego, freedom from I can only be happy and free if the political leaders are acting dharmically. I can only be free if the borders of my country are secured. We can wait a long, long time for these to happen, and they still won't bring you that deep inner sense of freedom in God. And hence, the soul goes through all of these incarnations with all of these requirements for its freedom and finally realizes at some point that none of them bring you there. And this is the best turning point ever because then you start searching on a spiritual path for true freedom in God. Many who have started their spiritual path knowing that freedom only comes from God, and they find themselves imprisoned. They find their bodies being tortured. They find themselves nailed to the cross. Although there is absolutely no freedom for the body, these souls have attained self realization, final freedom within themselves and within their deep love and connection with God. It's amazing how what we think the complete opposite of freedom is, being in prison, can give you the time, the perspective, the discipline, concentration, and effort, which is really required for freedom. Yes, we need to be disciplined to get to everlasting freedom. Sorry to say, it takes effort, it takes commitment, and it takes acknowledgement of what is bondage versus true soul. God, love, wisdom, light, joy, sound of the Om. These, my friends, are the ways that we can experience freedom right here, right now. Babaji wants me, Teresa, to tell a little story. I'm sure I've shared this before. It's worth repeating again. When I was quite younger than I am now, probably 25 years ago, I decided I wanted a sense of freedom and I'm going to take a month off work and get in my car and drive across the country all by myself and go wherever I want to go because this is freedom. And I went to Barnes Noble bookstore looking for the largest cassette tape. This dates us back. The largest audio cassette tape that will keep me occupied for a long, long time driving by myself. And out pops the autobiography of the yogi. And I said, oh, yes, this has many, many cassettes in it. And I've always wanted to read this book. So I bought it. I started my trip and started listening to the autobiography of a yogi. And I was reintroduced to my guru, Paramahansa Yogananda. And it got to a part in my listening where I was hearing about Kriya Yoga and I was hearing about you, Babaji. And I started to break down in tears. And I said, how could I have ever wanted anything else but this? But God, Babaji, the masters, meditation as a way to get there. It was a great, great, deep moment in my life. And we all have our moments where we get to that place where we realize freedom and happiness does not come from outside of us, but we must seek it within. And so, on this note, I, along with Babaji, ask you to reflect on the time when you discovered that a spiritual path is the only way out, and the only way up to higher consciousness and to soul freedom. Reflect on that and use that time to remind you of all the work it takes to get there, all the discipline, the commitment, and the saying no to the whims of our ego that bring us to bondage. And with this happy thought of that time that we discovered our true purpose, let's move into our guided meditation. Sit upright, plant your feet firmly on the ground. Feel your grounding roots extending down deep into the ground below you. Focus on the point between the eyebrows, your third eye, and breathe deeply. Inhaling and exhaling. Something that is very free and very freeing is our breath. Breathe in and out. And a big, deep, deep inhale, filling your lungs to its capacity. And let it all go. You are standing on the edge of a cliff, safely with Babaji at your side. And you look out into rolling hills, layered one after another, and beautiful green trees expanding out over the rolling hills. The sky is blue with some beautiful white fluffy clouds. And Babaji is at your side. And as you look out onto this vast, beautiful scene, you see an eagle, very big, flying. And you're up so high, you can look down onto the wings of this eagle. And you can see the wind moving the feathers. And you can see how the eagle soars in an expansive, freeing way, flying, being held in the air by a force that we cannot see, but we can certainly feel it, and the eagle can feel it. And it's so beautiful watching this eagle fly like a kite. Doesn't need to flap. It's just supported by the currents of God in the sky. And now let us imagine that we too are a beautiful eagle soaring in the currents out over the beautiful valley. Our heart chakra expands out, and that's where our wings are. Feel the distance from your center to the edge of your wings. Being aware of the power and expansiveness from your heart expanding outward with the wind currents holding you, embracing you, and moving you through the sky. You are flying through, not on your own effort, but with God's current holding you and moving you in this sense of freedom. And you move to the left and you fly to the right and you soar up, 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 up. And now at our throat chakra, Let us feel our wings expanding outward. Feel the center of your throat chakra and be aware of the expanded and powerful space between your throat and the tips of your wings, and fly, feeling the wind holding you suspended in air. And you fly over the beautiful trees, and you see a river down below. The view is so beautiful, but you know that you could not be flying all on your own effort. You know you are being suspended by God's energy through the wind. You expand and enjoy this flying sensation. And from your medulla, expand your wings outward, being aware of the great distance between the center and the tips of your wings. And feel the wind blowing through you and around you, holding you suspended in the beautiful wind currents of God. It feels so good to be flying. Now bring your attention to the point between the eyebrows, your third eye. And from here, feel the wings expand out, out, out. Feel the wind caressing your spiritual eye and your expanded wings. And with your attention right in the center, fly upward, up, 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 into the beautiful light that connects us, that brings us soul freedom in God. And as we fly, experiencing the strong currents, let us meditate now silently for a few minutes together. friends, as you go about your week, try to pay attention to your thoughts and actions that create bondage, and put more effort and focus on meditating and practicing the techniques and applying the teachings of God realization, so you may too one day soar with God. Namaste. The Spirit in me honors the Spirit in you.